Hello, YouTube. Cheers. I feel like I'm drinking a coffee in every single one of my videos, but I'm not complaining. Coffee is life. Truth say here, and the truth is all I say. Today, I want to have quite a deep talk with anyone watching, with the camera, with myself, and with nature. What I'd like to talk about today is pushing past fear, and then also want to talk about listening to your core and not resisting the truth. It's going to be a bit of a deeper video. So I hope you're ready for it. Well, I want to begin by saying that if you guys have been watching my video for a while, you know that I recently moved to Alberta a year ago. And I lived in Alberta from July until end of February. So what? About 8 months. It was nice. Learned a lot about myself there. Got to explore the city. Made a lot of great memories there, and I grew a lot. But I decided to come back. So I ended up coming back to Toronto end of February, and I've been living in Toronto ever since. So I've been living here since March. So about 4 months at this point. There's many reasons as to why I decided to come back. That's something that I might talk about in the future, but as of right now, that's not really that important. Just know that I've been back in Toronto. Cool. So I've been back in Toronto for the last 4 months. And then I've been here, I've been trying to figure my stuff out, been going through my own personal challenges and struggles. And coming back here, it was interesting because I had to move back with my family, right? So I was over there in Calgary. I have my own apartment. You guys probably saw the apartment video I have. Beautiful apartment downtown, furnished it myself. I was paying for all my bills, had a lot of responsibility and freedom, and it was fucking awesome. And when I came back here, I was put in a position where I had to live with my family, right? So, I'm not really paying for my own place, which was a big shot to my ego because it's like, hey, you're used to having this certain lifestyle, and now it's like, oh, it's someone else's house, someone else's rules, and it was a big shot to the ego, right? After spending the last few months here, I was like, you know what, man, did I make a huge mistake? Maybe I should have stayed in Calgary, maybe I'll go back. So for the last few months, I've been toying back and forth with moving back to Calgary. And a couple weeks ago, I actually bought a ticket to move to Calgary. I bought a ticket to move to Calgary July 1st, 2022, which at this point was 2 days ago. It's funny because last year I moved there July 1st, 2021. So a whole year later, I bought a ticket to go there, but this time I was gonna land in Calgary at nighttime instead of early in the morning like I did last year. Okay, cool. So I bought my ticket, and I had a certain vision in mind of where I was gonna stay in the beginning. I was gonna stay with my friend, and then find my own place, and it was all good, When I bought the ticket to go back, overall, it was just positive feelings. I was like, oh, I'm excited to go back there again, and have this second experience in Calgary, because the first time, it was a good experience, but it was a little bit rough. As the days are leading up to me moving back to Calgary, I start to have this feeling in my core, and it just felt like I was doing something wrong. It felt like I was making a mistake, So I thought that was interesting, and I kind of downplayed it to the fact that I was just nervous, fear of going, because I'm throwing myself into the unknown once again, and that's always terrifying, that's always scary, right? So I thought that was just normal up until 2 days before my move, right? So a couple of days before my move, I start to have this really nauseating feeling in my stomach, as if I was doing something wrong, right? Again, I played it off to me being nervous, me being fearful. So I was like, you know what? I gotta just push through these feelings, because what I want to talk about is, in life, if you want to achieve certain things, you gotta push past fear. Fear for a lot of people is it's a limiting factor, right? It doesn't allow them to push past their success barriers, to grow. Fear stops a lot of people, and I wholeheartedly believe that if you want to achieve a lot of things in life, a lot of your goals, fear is stopping you. And that's the truth for like literally every single human being alive. There's some degree of fear stopping them from achieving their goals. So I asked you in this video, look into your own life. Is there fear right now that is stopping you from achieving what you want? And if so, you need to address it, and you need to realize that you need to push past that fear to achieve what you want. Okay? I'm an inside person ever since I was 16, 15 years old. Whenever I was scared to do something, I threw myself into that direction right away, because I knew that for me to grow as a person and for me to achieve what I want, I need to push past that fear. So I made it a habit ever since I was about 16 years old. If something gave me even a slight amount of fear, I would automatically do it, because I knew that's what I needed to do to grow. So, you know, that's the main point I want to hammer home, right? If you feel any sort of fear, you gotta push past it, and you gotta do it, right? And that's kind of like where my mentality on the whole fear aspect has been for a long time. And that grew recently with this move that I was going to do to Calgary. So it's the day of the move, right? July 1st, 2022, 2 days ago, I wake up, I had this nauseating feeling in my stomach, as if I want to throw up. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, like I'm not aligned with what I should be doing, as if I'm looking for some instant gratification by going there at this second. Again, I play it off as fear. And it's interesting, I had a lot of things that happened to me throughout the day. When I was supposed to move, right? I was supposed to take my flight at 9 p.m. But there was a lot of things throughout the day that happened that caused me to, little signs like the universe, like, hey, you know, throwing me shit. Like, for example, it was about an hour before I had to go to the airport, and naturally I want to spend time with my family, but I couldn't find my wallet. So I drove to like areas that I was hanging out the previous day to see if I dropped it. I was stressed out, so I couldn't even spend time with my family. And then my dad gives me a call saying, hey, I found it in this part of the room, whatever. So I didn't get a chance to spend time with my family, and it was just these little signs that the universe was giving me, on top of what I've already been feeling, that hey, maybe you're not doing the right thing at this exact second. Again, I play it off as fear. I'm like, you know what? I gotta push past this to grow. Cool. I found myself in a situation where I was having a coffee like I normally do, right? I was having a coffee before I was gonna drive to the airport to hop on my plane. And I remember just sipping on this coffee so slow, like I didn't want to go. I'm like, right now, it doesn't feel like that's what I should be doing. Play it off as fear. All right, cool. My dad drops me off at the airport. I get there. I'm like, I say goodbye to all my family. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I get to the airport and I find my gate, right? This whole time I'm having this fucking gut-wrenching feeling. Again, I play it off as fear. What ends up happening is I find my gate and I wait in line to check in my luggage, right? I wait in line like 10, 15 minutes. I get to the front of the line. I'm next in line, right? And as I was about to go, last second, I just took myself out of the line and I just stepped off to the side because I was like, something internally was telling me, hey, right now, at this exact moment in time, you should not be doing this. So I kind of pull myself off to the side of, just in the airport somewhere, and I just take some deep breaths, and I was like, all right, you know, right now, you are about to go on this move, your plane's about to leave, you plan this out, you pack your bags, you have a friend waiting for you in Calgary, and are you just scared to do this? Is it just straight up fear? And I saw myself there, and you know what? I was like, I don't think it is. I don't think in this exact moment in time I should be moving to Calgary. This didn't feel right. When I was actually in that situation, it didn't feel right. And you know what? When I moved there the first time, I was excited to go. I felt like I was aligned. I should be doing this for my path in life. But right now, I felt like I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. So that was very interesting for me. And then, you know, that ego, right? I'm just like, you're just being a pussy, bro. So I hop back in line. And I wait for another 15 minutes. I get to the front of the line again. I was next to go hand my luggage so that I could, board the plane. And last second again, I take myself out of the line. I'm like, you know what? It's one thing to be scared, and a lot of people they get stuck at this aspect, right? Because they're like, oh, I'm scared to do this, so I stop. But for me, I have pushed past my fear in life so many countless times, and I have learned valuable lessons to not resist that gut instinct. So in that moment, I realized, you know what? This isn't a matter of me being scared to do this. This is a matter of me realizing and feeling in my core that this is not what I should be doing in this exact second. Took myself out of the line, called myself an Uber, went back home, and I didn't hop on the plane. So now I am in Toronto still. It's crazy. If I asked myself a year ago, would you have thought that you'd be living in Toronto again a year later? I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said no way. But here I am, and everything happens for a reason. You can't resist it. As long as you're doing the stuff you need to do day to day, you're working out, you're eating healthy, you're not taking drugs, you're thinking level-headed, you're meditating. When you do all these actions on a daily basis, you have this deep understanding of who you are as a human being. And there's this feeling that a lot of us have. It's like gut feeling of if you should be moving towards something or not doing, or if you should be going in this direction instead of that direction. And that's what I had in that moment. I decided to listen to my gut. I don't know if I made the right decision. And at the end of the day, what is the right decision? Does that even exist? Who knows? There's just decisions. There's just choices in life. And in life, it's not about making a quote-unquote right decision. It's about making the decision that you choose the right one. Now for me, I might move to Calgary one day, or just anywhere in Alberta, or anything like that. I might do it next month. I might do it in September. I don't know what's gonna happen, but as of right now, my path is here, and it's for a reason that at this exact second I might not know the bigger meaning of it. A lot of things that happen to us in life, we don't know the bigger meaning of it in the present moment, but after years pass, you realize, oh, so that's why that needed to happen. You ever gone through something really difficult in life and you're like, why is this happening? I'm suffering so much from this. And then years later, you realize, oh, because that happened, I learned these valuable lessons and it helped me become the person who I am today, and that's a better person. That's what I'll leave you guys with. Thanks for watching the video, and expect a lot more videos from me. I'm having a great time making videos these days, and thank you for supporting me in my journey, and I wish all of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.